Norwegian in England, Thomas Young has already shown a remarkable intellectual gift. Renowned for his insatiable curiosity and sharp intelligence, he began reading and learning independently as a child, quickly mastering a range of subjects. Now, as a young man, he is deeply engaged in the study of medicine, physics, and ancient languages. This interview delves into his current pursuits and his plans for the future. Hi, Thomas. I'm happy to have
Hi,
you here with me.
thank you.
You are still very young, but I hope that you already have a great thirst for learning. What drives you to explore so many different fields?
Curiosity is my compass, the unrelenting drive to understand the unknown. Each field of study reveals new worlds. Physics and optics uncover the laws governing light and matter, while language and history open windows into the minds of ancient civilization. I see all these areas are as interconnected, each offering insight that help make sense for the others.
This is fascinating that what you asked today. That's remarkable. But is it not like a little bit too much? You have recently started studying medicine, but you're also interested in ethics and ancient languages. How do you manage to balance all these passions?
Balance, I've found, is a natural byproduct of genuine enthusiasm. When I devote myself to one subject, it does not hinder my interest for the others. Rather, each field invigorates my curiosity for the next. Studying medicine, for example, extends my understanding of psychology, which complements any interest in optics and vision. Language, too, requires discipline and dedication, skills that I try to carry into my scientific studies.
Yeah. So next, I would like to have a point on the context we're living. It's a time when science and technology are beginning to make remarkable advances, as you have probably seen. So how does this period influence your personal ambition?
This period is truly inspiring for anyone interested in science and technology. We live in a time when numerous groundbreaking innovations are emerging. For instance, James Watt's steam engine is transforming industrial production, while scientists like Humphrey Davy are opening new perspectives in chemistry. These technical and scientific advancements greatly influenced by my personal ambitions. I feel both privileged and responsible. Every discovery we make today could lay the groundwork for even greater knowledge for future generations. The opportunity to be part of this era of discovery and progress drives me to devote myself entirely to my research.
Your research, yeah. So as knowledge that you want to share with the world, with your students and all that, you have already published some of your work. Can you tell us which ones and on what subjects?
Certainly. One of my recent publications discusses the human eye and vision, analyzing how we perceive color and light. I've also delved into the nature of light and optics, presenting ideas that I hope will advance our understanding of light as a wave. In addition, I have had the pleasure of contributing articles on linguistic topics and physical science.
Yeah, I see that you have some knowledge about of ancient languages. So how many languages did you currently master and which ones?
I have some mastery over several ancient languages, including Greek and Latin, as well as modern languages such as French, German, Italian. Egyptian hieroglyphs have become a focus of late, and I'm gladly deciphering their structure. My goal is to understand and bridge linguistic knowledge from ancient civilization to modern times.
So we are actually talking about your knowledge in linguistics, but let's turn to physics, one of your main domains. Can you tell us about your theory on the nature of light?
I believe light behaves as a wave rather than as particles, which was the prevailing belief. By conducting experiments with diffraction and interference, I've observed that light waves can overlap and produce patterns of brightness and darkness, much like ripples in water. This had led me to propose the wave theory, which I am hopeful will stand up to future testing.
Oh, I love the theory. I'm so excited to see how it will evolve. Now I'd like to shift to mathematics. Have you applied your mathematical skills to some of your work in the natural sciences?
Absolutely. Mathematics is the language of the natural science. I've used mathematical principle extensively in my studies on optics, calculating wavelengths and angles of diffraction to understand light behavior. Mathematics brings precision to scientific inquiry, allowing me to measure and predict phenomena with accuracy.
And in terms of studies, I see that you recently traveled to pursue your studies. Where did you go and on what purpose?
I had the privilege of studying at the University of Göttingen in Germany, which is renowned for its rigorous scientific and mathematical instruction. There, I learned from exceptional minds and owned my interesting of advanced topics in physics and medicine.
Yeah, expectation might be high for a brilliant mind like yours. Do you have any fears or doubts about the challenges that lie ahead?
Like any young scholar, I have moments of doubt, of course. The demands of the fields I'm exploring can seem daunting, especially when my ideas meet resistance. Yet, I am comforted by the belief that truth will eventually reveal itself, no matter how long it takes. My task is to persist and remain open to whatever challenges rise.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, Mr. Young. It's the end
Thank
of
you.
our interview. Your enthusiasm for knowledge and curiosity about so many different fields is actually impressive for me. I will look forward to see how your research will evolve in the years to come, and I wish you every success in your projects, whether in medicine, physics, or linguistics.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. We find Thomas Young in the prime of his career, renowned for his important contributions to physics, medicine, and linguistics. His discoveries have influenced a variety of scientific fields. This interview focuses on the facts of his career, his completed work, and his accomplished projects. So, firstly, Thomas, could you remind us of some of the major titles that you have published?
Yeah, of course. Most of my significant works include a course of lectures on natural philosophy and the mechanical arts, which provided a comprehensive view on physics and mechanics, and a number of articles published in the Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society. I also contributed in the Encyclopedia Britannica on the subjects of natural philosophy and Egyptology.
Wow, that's impressive. But let us go for something else, sorry. Most people know you for your wave theory of light. Could you tell us more about the experiments you carried out to support the theory?
Indeed. So I propose that light behaves as waves, so a view in contrast with the prevailing particle theory. My most notable experiment was a double slit experiment. I observed that when light passed through two closely spaced slits, it created an inference pattern characteristic of the wave behavior. So this pattern, of alternating bright and dark fringes confirmed that light waves could constructively and destructively interfere, leading with strong support to my wave theory.
And apart from physics, you have also contributed to the deciphering of Egyptian hieroglyphics. What have you done in this area and how has it been used?
So my work in Egyptology began with the deciphering, the analysis of the Rosetta Stone. So by studying the Greek inscriptions alongside the hieroglyphic and demotic texts, I made progress in decoding some symbols. So particularly, phonetic values. Although I did not complete the deciphering, my foundational work paved the way for later scholars like Jean-François Champignon to make further breakthroughs.
On a different topic, you also had a distinguished medical career. That's impressive too. Can you remind us of some of the treatments or methods you propose in the medical field?
Yeah, so in medicine, I was fascinated by the mechanics of vision and proposed theories on the accommodation of the eye. I conducted experiments on the human's eyes response to different stimuli and even suggested an existence, of three different color receptors. So what is now part of the young Helmholtz theory, color vision. This work was instrumental in understanding how we perceive color and influence later research in ophthalmology and optometry.
Yeah. I've also learned that you taught at the Royal Institution in London. What courses did you give there? Do you think they were like useful to your students?
Yeah, so at the Royal Institution, I delivered lectures on various topics, including the mechanics of wave optics and prosperities of fluids and gases. My aim was to make the fundamentals of natural philosophy accessible and stimulate interest in the physical sciences. So I believe these courses provide a solid foundation for students in cultivated culture of scientific curiosity.
So following up on that, sir, you're also a member of several learned societies. Can you tell us which ones and why, when you were admitted? Thomas?
Sorry. I was honoured to be elected to the Royal Society in London in 1794. I became an active contributor, presenting my work there for many years. I also affiliated with the Society of Antiquaries and the Geological Society, as my interests span a wide, varied range of scientific disciplines.
And in your research, did you sometimes disagree with some of the categories? Can you give us some concrete examples of scientific debates in which you took part?
Yeah, of course. One prominent debate, I believe, was with Isaac Newton's followers, who maintained that light was composed of particles. So my wave theory was not widely accepted at first and faced strong opposition from adherents of Newton's corpuscular views. So, however, with time, experiments such as a double slit experiment, which I explained earlier, it provided an empirical evidence, and the wave theory gradually gained acceptance, especially after the work of Augustin Jean Fresnel.
Okay, so as we talk about in our last interview, let's see how the context has impacted you. Do you still think that changes in the world around you have a real impact on your work?
Absolutely. So the world around us significantly shapes our perspective and priorities. So the Industrial Revolution, for example, not only spurred our interest in understanding natural forces like light and optics, but also influenced practical applications. So, for instance, improvements in steam-powered engines changed transportation and industry, while advancements in lenses for telescopes and microscopes fueled progress in both astronomy and biology. So these inventions underscored the importance of understanding fundamental principles of physics, including optics, which directly influenced my own work on the nature of light. So scientific progress thrives in times of curiosity, and it demands for innovation. And I was fortunate to live in an era where the drive for knowledge and discovery was so prominent.
And it's relating that as a scientist who has lived through different eras of progress, what do you think of the direction modern science is taking today?
So science is advancing rapidly, with knowledge accumulating and an unprecedented pace. Fields are becoming increasingly specialized, allowing for breakthroughs that would have been unimaginable before. For example, in chemistry, we're now able to understand and manipulate atomic and molecular structures, which was only a distant idea in my early career. However, this specialization also risks losing the broad interdisciplinary approach that I found so valuable. Being able to study physics, medicine, and linguistics in tandem, for instance. Nevertheless, the rigorous empirical standards and global collaborations we see today are heartening. Scientists from different countries can now work together on projects combining their unique perspective, which strengthens the qualities and the reach of research.
So, to wrap things up, sorry, could you remind us of some of the invention or concrete innovations that have resulted from your work in the fields of physics, medicine, and linguistics?
Yeah, of course. So in physics, my research laid the foundations for the wave theory of light, which would later become the pillar of optics. In medicine, my work on color vision led to the developments in ophthalmology. And in linguistics, my groundwork in hieroglyphics opened the door to modern Egyptology.
Thank you for this interview, Mr. Young. Your contribution to science and human knowledge remains invaluable and provides a valuable testament to what a curious and determined mind can achieve. That's impressive for me. I love to talk. I love talking with you, and I hope I will see you soon. Have a bye. Ok. Donc l'enregistrement.